All right, you know the feeling. You've got that one huge, important thing you absolutely have to do. Could be a project for work, a big paper for school, or maybe even just starting that personal goal you've been dreaming about. But what happens? You pick up your phone. You tell yourself, okay, just one more video, and oops, an hour's gone by? Sound familiar? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, today, we're gonna figure out exactly why that happens.
It's that little voice in your head, right? The to-do list is practically screaming at you. The deadline is getting closer and closer, but that urge to just say, I'll do it later, is just so strong. And later is always this magical, imaginary time that never seems to arrive. We know the task is important. We know that putting it off is only going to make us more stressed. So what is the deal? Why do we keep doing this to ourselves?
So really, why do we delay? I mean, the easy answer is always laziness, or I'm just bad at managing my time. But what if I told you that's not it at all? What if the real reason is something completely different, something that most people never even think about, and it has absolutely nothing to do with being lazy?
Yep, you heard that right. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's not a sign that you lack willpower or that you're lazy. It's actually a really complex psychological thing, a response to a very specific trigger. And the cool part is, once you understand what that trigger is, you can actually start to get a handle on it.
Okay, here it is, the big secret. Procrastination is not a time management problem, it's an emotional management problem. Think about that. You're not actually trying to avoid the task itself, you're trying to avoid the uncomfortable feelings that come with the task. Feelings like boredom, frustration, anxiety, or even just self-doubt. It's a coping mechanism, plain and simple.
To really get this, we've got to look inside our own heads for a minute. Because every single time you're faced with a task you don't want to do, a literal battle kicks off inside your brain. It's this primal tug of war between two very different parts of your mind, and they both want completely different things.
So, picture this tug of war. On one side, you've got your emotional brain, the amygdala. This part is all about survival. It wants comfort, it wants pleasure, and it wants it right now. It hates discomfort. Then on the other side, you've got your rational brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is the part that plans, that thinks about the future, that understands long-term goals. But, and this is the crucial part, when you feel any kind of stress, the emotional brain is faster, it's stronger, and 9 times out of 10, it wins that tug of war.
And this is what we're actually trying to avoid. When a task seems super boring or really difficult or maybe just stressful and overwhelming, your emotional brain basically hits the panic button. It screams, "Whoa, this feels bad. Let's do anything that feels good instead." And watching cat videos is a very, very easy way to escape that bad feeling, at least for a little while.
And this is where the brain chemistry gets interesting. When you ditch that hard task and switch to scrolling on your phone or watching a show, your brain gets an instant little squirt of a chemical called dopamine. It's the reward chemical. It feels good. Now, your big project might give you a reward eventually, but that's way off in the future. It just can't compete with the instant, guaranteed pleasure of that distraction. You've basically fallen right into the dopamine trap. Now look, doing this once or twice is no big deal. The real danger is that our brains are designed to learn, and every time you put something off and get that little feeling of relief, you are reinforcing a behavior. You're accidentally training your brain to build a powerful automatic habit. So how does this habit get built? It's a really simple 4-step loop. Step 1, you face the uncomfortable task. That's your trigger. Step 2, you switch to something easy and you feel that sweet, sweet relief. That's the action and the immediate reward. Step 3, your brain connects the dots. It learns, hey, avoiding that bad thing led to a good thing. And finally, step 4, you repeat it. The more you run through this loop, the stronger it gets, until it's just your default setting. But here's the really dangerous part. That temporary relief, it's a total illusion. The stress from that task you're avoiding doesn't just go away. It's still there, just hanging out in the back of your mind. And with every delay, it actually grows, and it brings friends like guilt and anxiety to the party. So you procrastinate to feel better in the moment, but in the long run, you end up feeling way, way worse. Okay, so that's the bad news. We're dealing with an emotional problem, a battle in the brain, and a super powerful habit loop. But the good news, and there is good news, is that once you understand how the system works, you can start to game the system. You can absolutely break the cycle.
So here are 5 simple but seriously powerful ways to start. 1. Start small. A giant, overwhelming task is like kryptonite for your emotional brain, so break it down into teeny tiny little steps. 2. Use the 5-minute rule. Just tell yourself you're going to work on it for only 5 minutes. That's it. So often, just getting started is the hardest part. 3. Remove your distractions. Make it harder to get that easy dopamine hit. Put your phone in another room. 4. Reward yourself. When you finish a small step, give yourself a little treat. You're hijacking the system and creating your own positive dopamine loop. And finally, number 5. Change your mindset. Forget about doing it perfectly. Just focus on making a little bit of progress.
So if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. Procrastination does not mean you are a bad person or a lazy person. It's a completely normal human response to a difficult feeling. And just knowing that, really understanding that, is the single most important step you can take to get back in control.
All right, so let's recap real quick. Remember, it's not about being lazy, it's about avoiding uncomfortable emotions. Your brain is wired to want comfort right now, even if it messes up your future goals. That little dopamine hit you get from distractions is what builds that powerful procrastination habit. And the secret to breaking that habit is to take small, simple, consistent steps forward. And that brings us right here to the final question. Take a second and really think about it. What's that one thing you've been putting off? Now that you know it's probably just an emotional reaction, what is the absolute smallest, tiniest first step you could take to get started on it? Maybe just for the next 5 minutes.